This story is whoa. So a Georgia man has been arrested and charged with assault, battery, cruelty to children, and disorderly conduct after he allegedly beat a teen with a belt because he didn't like the teen's use of profanity. Yeah. That's why he did it, according to the report. The neighbor was later identified as Matt Martell, a 29-year-old white male. The incident was caught on a home security camera. It showed a 15-year-old Malik Sim playing basketball with his cousins before a neighbor came outside. In the video, Martell appears to grab the teenager and shove him towards the garage of the home, which was out of view of the camera. Malik said, a direct quote from the victim, "He grabbed me with his hands around my neck. He threw me up against the garage and I hit my head," said Malik. Malik said he was in shock, but knew he didn't want to get in trouble for fighting back. "My son has played football. He has played every sport. He is fully capable of defending himself, but he knew he could not defend himself, so he walked away. He walked away and still this man is chasing him with a belt. So now I am in full panic because my kids are unprotected," said Latika Sim, the mother of this young man. Latika Sim ran out during the altercation. She's the one who actually called the police when this happened. So literally you have teenagers doing what teenagers do. They talk trash while playing competitive sports. You have a white male that says it is his obligation not only to stop this young teen, but to physically assault, to brutalize, to fight this teenager. What grown man thinks it's okay to put his hands on any teenager? You're an adult. These are children. But it shows you how out of control this person's privilege actually is. Thankfully, he has been charged with multiple crimes, including cruelty to children. We will see exactly how this works out in the criminal justice process. Mama had to run to the rescue because her baby is being assaulted by a neighbor who came out acting like he's somebody's daddy with a belt. Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, the white supremacist mindset is on full display here. He runs onto someone else's property, assaults a kid, grabs him by the neck, throws him up against the garage. The kid hits his head on the garage because he was swearing while playing with his brother or cousin. I can't fully comprehend what would possess someone to do that. Like, sure, if you have an annoying neighbor, that's one thing, but like to charge onto their property and just beat the crap out of them because of his language. There's, it obviously reflects this pervasive warped mindset that this guy has, and he's just like looks like a total loser. I feel bad for the family. I feel really, really bad that the mom had to think about these things, like in that moment, what's gonna happen to my child? And they both, they acknowledge that it's like it wasn't even appropriate for him to fight back, because how police respond to these types of situations. If they saw that, they would probably apply some much different standard to this kid. They would probably see him as a lot older than he was or more violent than he is, and certainly not give him the deference and benefit of the doubt that he was simply acting in self-defense. So that he has to sit there and run away or take it or whatever just is another depressing reminder of how white supremacy in the society impacts these types of situations. My heart goes out to that family because he's just a kid being a kid. Who cares? Leave him alone.
Yeah, and social studies have proven time and time again that black teenagers, especially black male teenagers, they are seen as adults by a lot of these white male bigots who decide to act in such a criminal manner. And so literally you have individuals who are hyper aggressive racist or even implicit biased racist. They look at a black male teenager as a fully formed, functioning adult. And they decide to approach these individuals as if they are fully formed, functional adults. And they are not, they are children. I am glad to see the charge of cruelty to children added to everything else that he has been charged with. It is past time for us to bring awareness not only to the privilege that exists by these individuals, but also to the reality that these are babies, these are children who are being assaulted. And it should shock the conscience of everybody that this man did this. Now, if it didn't shock you, here's what I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine a teenage white girl cursing outside of her home and a grown ass black man coming out with a belt and choking her and putting her on the side of her garage. Imagine that. Okay, now, if that shocks you, so should this. That's how that works.